All right, hello and welcome to the eVenture Family Channel. So today, I interestingly find myself with a little bit of extra time where everyone has got stuff going on, so I have nothing else to do. I'm gonna go take a bit of a little drive up to Hunter Mountain and I guess get just a couple hours of skiing in while everyone is busy, and then head back down. So I'm gonna be taking our Chevy Equinox EV. This is the 2RS trim here, and we're driving about, I think it's like almost 200 miles. We're at 100% state of charge, and this is the all-wheel drive version. So our like EPA rated range says 285. So we should have more than enough, but in my experience, that is not going to be enough. So we're going to see how our efficiency is on what is an interesting, a little bit challenging drive with some elevation and stuff, and a mix of like highway speeds, and also it's freezing, so efficiency could take a pretty big hit. So we'll see how it does in that. I also have not made any type of charging plan because I don't know what to expect here. And for the last several times I've gone up there, it's been with the Rivian, and we've been able to use either the Rivian or Tesla chargers. I guess we could use Tesla here, but I can't really remember where they are. So I'm going to go in without a plan here and let the car figure it out and kind of test out our road trip ability and the route planning here. So come along with me and let's go for an adventure.
That's right.
All right, so as you can see, we do have these roof racks on here, and I still have just not put the ski racks on yet, mostly because they tend to make like a noise and hurt efficiency. At least we noticed that in the Rivian last year. So I should test them out here and see if it's as noticeable as it has been in our Rivian. But I don't really need them today with just equipment for one person. So I've got a whole bunch of new stuff today. I don't really cover too much like skiing stuff in here because I don't know if there's interest, but let me know in the comments below if you want me to talk a little bit more about like our ski stuff and equipment, since we're doing so much of that these days. We just came back from a huge trip in France. You can catch like the road trip part of that with our ID Buzz, but also there we didn't talk too much about like our ski stuff. But I had new skis for that, and now I've got also these brand new set of Salomon QST 98s that I am super excited to give a little bit of a run today. I've got my super old used Salomon boots, helmet and stuff, but then I've got these new Opry ski shoes from what are they called? Soul, I think. Yeah, Soul. That are super comfortable. They're made with like a lot of recycled stuff, including cork on both the sole and like the insert, and they're super comfortable, very warm, quick drying. So yeah, I got had by like targeted ads, but so far they are more than living up to it. So those are awesome. I myself have got my brand new Courchevel hat, of course. I've also got my newish buff here from High West out in Park City, which was one of my favorite places to go. And we've also got my new what's this belt called? Arcade belt with POW, Protect Our Winters. So I picked up a ton of ski stuff this Christmas, but I'm excited to kind of give it a shakeout today. Other than that, I've got all old used stuff here, including my super old ratty ski pants and jacket. But yeah, that's fine. So as you can see, we've got more than enough space here in the Equinox, and off we go. All right, so we are going to be heading up to Hunter Mountain now, and I'm pretty excited because I haven't had that much of a trip to do like any longer drives in the Equinox yet. So, I mean, this is still, you know, just a fairly typical like day trip. We're only going about a little like under 2 hours driving each way. So, I mean, you know, it's decent, but and probably more than most people do a lot of the time, but we'll get some charging in, and yeah, should be good kind of test of some of the capabilities here that we haven't had too much of a chance to do yet. And I just realized I don't totally know where I'm going. All right, so we've got our navigation in here, and it looks like we've got maybe a little traffic on the way because it's now 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I'm stuck here at the worst intersection in the universe because it's a two-way stop and just endless traffic going this way. So I'm just never gonna get out of here, and everyone is also rude and unkind and never actually let you go. So we've got 125 miles each way, and as you can see, we are we are charged up to 100%, 99%, just less percent, but 285 miles, which matches the EPA rated range. But this is predicting that we're going to use about 54% to get there. We're going up in elevation on the way there, especially toward the end. And then, yeah, so that will not leave us with enough to make it all the way back. So looks likely that we'll be stopping along the way back for a little bit of a charge. Hopefully something quick. Unless we can happen to get the chargers at the mountain, which I never count on.
All right, so I'm about to cross from New Jersey into New York, and things might be getting interesting. There's a little bit of like snow coming down, just really light flurries, but it's getting heavier and heavier as I'm driving, so I didn't expect this today, but we'll see. So I've got the default, I guess, tires on here, which are all seasons, not all weather or anything like that. Thankfully, we do have all-wheel drive, but this might be the first test of the Equinox EV in the snow, so I'll have to say. But I've been on SuperCruise quite a bit already, and when it's on and working, it is just fantastic. Like, it does such a good job. It is very centered in the lane, but I like that you also have the ability to kind of, like maneuver a little bit within the lane and give it some input. So like before, there was a car that was like riding on top of the line and kind of coming over a little bit, so I had no problem kind of scooching the car over as I was passing, and same thing with trucks and stuff, so great for that. There was also like a little box that was in the road, and I just was able to like steer around that, and it never like disengaged and just stayed on and immediately re-engaged the second that I kind of let go of the wheel. So it was fantastic. It has no problem working even through these like polarized sunglasses that I like. I actually find these sunglasses to be kind of key here, because the glare from the dashboard on the windscreen, especially in the sun, can be like pretty intense in here and actually huge distraction. So I know a lot of people have talked about that, but yeah, I think Chevy's got to do a little bit better job with some anti-glare coatings or something on the windshield here. But the biggest problem is just that it only works in pre-mapped areas, and there like seem to be weird gaps in it. So part before, like where there was a merge on the left side of the highway, I was driving in the left lane and it just like shut off and wouldn't re-engage for like 5 minutes because it said that the road information was unavailable. I have no idea why. Nothing weird about the road there. It's always been like that. So it should have been mapped that way. So just bizarre to me. I don't get why companies like GM and Rivian that have like all of this great technology and their systems are so good for this stuff, why you can't just like at least give you maybe it doesn't need to be like true hands-off like SuperCruise is on pre-mapped roads, but like at least on non-mapped roads or other roads allow you to do like lane centering. Crazy to me, and just hope that they can address that soon. But yeah, looks like the snow let back up again, so maybe non-issue, but we'll see as we get higher. So still got about an hour and a half to go, and we'll be crossing into New York in a moment. It is super windy today too, in addition to being quite cold, so I'm not expecting good efficiency numbers here, but we'll see when we get a bit closer.
So here we go again with SuperCruise. We're on I-87, pretty major road, right? And there's no construction, nothing weird about the road at all, as you can see. But SuperCruise will not engage. It just says, oh, now it won't even like pop up. Yeah, there we go. No road information. Don't get it. All right, so I take back all the nice things I said about SuperCruise, and I'm deducting a full star off of my ringing endorsement of it, because we have now had 6 or 7 disengagements for seemingly no reason at all, like I showed before, and I do like that it at least tells you, and it like vibrates the seat and it flashes red and stuff, so you know that it's kicking off, but then it like basically starts braking, and until you hit OK, it kicks off adaptive cruise control also, and then the second you hit OK, adaptive cruise control goes back on and it like accelerates again. So I wish it would at least just stay on like adaptive cruise control so that you were not rapidly decelerating on the highway, or it gave you slightly more of a warning when it was about to do it. So I don't know what's going on with it today, but it's really having a hard time, and this is probably the worst it's been in a longer drive that I've used it on before. So man, yikes, gotta get fixed. All right, so we're about to get off the highway. We've still got 30 minutes of driving, but this is the part before we start like the climb up to the mountains. So you can see our efficiency has been horrible, and our predicted state of charge on arrival keeps nosediving. So now down to 35% from, what was it before, 46, something like that. So we've lost 10 more from there already, and here's our efficiency. So we're at 2.2 currently, and over the last 30 miles, about 2.2. So that is absolutely dreadful. And I mean, granted, we've been on the highway, so like not a lot of opportunity for regen, but 4.3 miles regen. So yeah, that's quite bad. And you can kind of see here, like each time that I've either got stuck behind another car, or presumably when SuperCruise has like just shut off and all of a sudden we started regenning. But yikes, 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour is definitely not great. And for sure we're gonna be charging on the way back home. And here's our actual energy usage. And as you can see, we've used 97% for driving, 44.3 kilowatt hours. 3% has gone to climate and fast charge prep, which is interesting that they put them together, but we've not done any like preconditioning, so should be 0 for that. So that's all just climate. And I've had it mostly at 70. I turned it down to 68 a little bit ago because it does get hot in here. No heated seats, no heated steering wheel on. That's just automatic climate control. And of course, like the wind is not helping us here, nor is the temperature, but you know, it's not like extreme or anything. So that's really not great for this vehicle. We're getting like the efficiency that we would get in our R1S right now, and I already think that's pretty bad too. All right, so I cannot believe this. We're on like this county road, and SuperCruise is active here. So this is somehow pre-mapped. Let's see how far this goes along here, but that's interesting. So I do love this drive up to Hunter. It's one of my favorite parts of coming here. We've got no snow on the ground here, which is unlike last time back in, was it November, December? Everything here was all white and beautiful, but I'm hoping at least it's cold enough that there's still some decent snow up at the mountain. And then we've got the Catterskill waterfall here, which is epic. And people are always foolish about walking here and parking and blocking the road, as you can see. But yeah, there we go, flowing free. Sometimes that freezes over, so you can see a little bit warmer maybe than it has been in other times here. All right, here we are at Hunter. It looks fairly crowded again. It doesn't look like we're gonna have luck with the EV chargers here. Never seem to, unless we get here like at the minute it opens or before. But you can see we are definitely gonna need to charge because it is now predicted to that we're gonna get home with negative 21%, which is not so good. And we've got some snow coming down. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that looks slammed back there where the chargers are, so not feeling too enthusiastic. You never know. Let's just check. And, oh, there's lightning pulling out. Let's go see. How about that? We got lucky. So I'm gonna charge here. This is the most EVs I've ever seen charging here too. So we got a Model Y, that thing, iX, and another Tesla over there, BZ4X here, another Tesla, and an Ioniq 6 over there. So pretty cool. All right, so we've got this like bring your own EVSE, or just we can call it a charger, I think at this point, situation here, which I think works great. So they've got, it's like 8 or so different ports on here. You just plug in your NEMO 1450 plug here, and I've never actually used this one with the Equinox before, but I've got like this Ultium one. Everyone else has got Tesla ones here, but this one seems to work decently. And we're plugged in here. I saw some lights flashing before. Yeah. Oh, charging station not sending power. Interesting. Let's try one of the other ones maybe. All right, well, maybe I spoke too soon because this one's not even sending power. This Ioniq over here, not even plugged in. And then we've got a Pacifica using what must be like the only charger here. Fantastic. And then these Teslas here. All right, let's see if we can maybe get something on the other side. Any of these open? Maybe over there. All right, I think it was user error. I didn't have the, didn't have the little part fully connected in the adapter. So there we go. Now we're charging, and 15 miles per hour. There's some way in here you can see the power on. All right, so one of these views here should show us our charging. Oh, there it was 5 kilowatts. Is that what it said? 5 kilowatts. Yeah, that's not very good. Yikes. Okay, well, at least we'll get something while we're here, but it looks like we're still probably gonna have to charge. All right, well, on the topic of being able to use level 2 charging, and especially the difficulty sometimes of finding a spot that is close enough to the charger, or not being able to use one because you're just a little bit too far away, I am super excited today to have the opportunity to test out this extension cable for our J1772 level 2 charging. And this is a 40-foot extension cable from EV Dance. So thank you to my friends there for sending this over to check out. And let's take a look at how this works, because I think this is going to be a great option for us. You know, some of the times like when we're at Hunter and we can't quite reach those charging ports, even with, you know, the included mobile charging cable, because it's just not quite long enough, but maybe there's another spot a little bit further away that we could use. but we need this additional length to be able to get there. So let's take a look at this. So this is a 40-foot extension cable, and compatible with the J1772 ports here. So you can see it comes in this nice carrying case, which is great for, just including it inside your EV if you need it, on trips and stuff. I'm personally gonna be checking this out when we go up to Stowe in a couple of months, because the Airbnb that we've got there does have like level 1 charging, but especially with the Rivian here and going back and forth to the ski resort and then getting up there and getting back home, level 1 charging just doesn't quite do it for us. So there is a NEMA 1450 plug there, and they've said that we could use it, but the problem is it is on like the back side of the house and we can't reach the car there. But if we were to, perhaps bring our NEMA 1450 mobile connector and use this, I think we'd be able to reach it no problem. So I do love that you've got all of this nice like packaging here, so we know it's going to be nice and secure. So let me get this opened up and then we will test it out. Okay, so we've got all of the packaging off of here, and I did just want to note this one little sign here, which is super important. So this is a 40 amp cable, meaning that it's only rated to sustain a continuous load of 40 amps. So at 240 volts. So you definitely do not want to go over that. So you want to make sure that either your vehicle is set for that maximum amperage or your EVSE. Now, a lot of vehicles don't include EVSEs that go over 40 amps anyway, so it's really not going to be like a major problem. But you just want to make sure that you are not going over that, because it could be quite unsafe to go beyond that over a continuous period of time, which EV charging, is going to be a continuous period of time. You're just doing like burst charging. So anyway, just make sure you do that to be safe, please. All right, now some cool stats on here. So first off, at 240 volts and 40 amps, that means you're gonna get up to 9.6 kilowatts of charging, which is really solid. That's about like the normal kind of average that you would find. Means that there are some chargers, like Tesla ones, although this is J1772, so that wouldn't matter anyway unless you were using like an adapter on top of this. That would be a bit over the amperage of what you could put through here. But again, you can just change it in most EVs anyway, to rate it down for that, so you'd be fine with that, and it's still going to be a pretty fast charge. So no problem here. And actually both our Chevy mobile connector we actually found is only 32 amps, as you'll see in this video. So that's actually below what this can do anyway, although the car could do more, so it's weird that that's what they give you, but I digress. And then our Rivian actually, also the mobile EVSE is only 40 amps. So yeah, we don't have anything here that's even going to go beyond this. Other cool thing though with this is it is IP rated. So it's rated at IP66 for both water and dust resistance at the 6th level. So that means you're going to be fine with it being used in outdoor use, and it can actually operate at a temperature range of negative 20 Celsius to 50 Celsius, or about negative 22 Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So no problem using this in cold weather or even super hot places as well. You should not run into any types of limitations with using this. And that's really great, because one of the use cases that we've got here is sometimes, we want to park outside of the garage, and our outlet is actually all the way at the inside part of the garage, as most are. And despite us having a pretty long cable, I think it's 30-ish feet, that doesn't actually reach all the way out here. And it'd be nice to be able to charge out here when we're storing something bigger in the garage, or if somebody else's car is in here or anything like that. And I'm sure a lot of other people have that use case as well. So this is going to give us the flexibility to do that. And then what I do like a lot on here is, first of all, these are like some pretty sturdy pieces on here. This part feels, I can't tell if that is just a heavy duty plastic or a like pretty thin metal, but either way it feels very sturdy, and you can just see it's nice and secure there, especially in like the parts that are actually working with the current. And on this side are the holster side, kind of standard J1772 one. This is fairly lightweight. This latch here That feels pretty sturdy. I don't think that's plastic, and that might be, I'm not sure entirely, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I do like here that they have these little rubber caps on both ends, which will help keep dust and water out. And I also like this because I tend to drop these things in our garage fairly often, and it's not like a super high height or anything, but without this protection, you just have a little bit more risk here of like bending a pin or damaging it, and this definitely helps with that. All right, so let's try this out now. All right, so first off, we're gonna connect our normal J1772 handle here, and you can see, even though I think this is the longest cable allowed per the certifications and stuff, it is not gonna reach outside of our garage. And so let's get that connected onto this side here. All right. And now we've got this extra whole 40 feet, which is gonna be way more than enough for what we need here. All right, so even going all this distance, we got a whole lot of extra space here. Man, is anybody else's Rivian phone as a key pretty flaky these days? I feel like ever since the last couple of updates, it's been pretty bad. All right, so open this up and plug in here. All right, and I hear that clicking already, and we're charging. Amazing. So that is going to give us a whole lot of additional flexibility now. And like I said, not only is this great for like home use and being able to charge outside, and all of the ratings and stuff here definitely make that possible, but there's also something now I'm going to be packing up in here, putting in our frunk and bringing this along so that on the occasions where there is charging somewhere that we're at, but we need this additional length of cable to be able to reach it, we will now not have a problem. So if you're interested in picking this up, again, this is from EV Dance, and I will have the link in the description below. Make sure to use that because it's the easiest way to help support the channel and costs you absolutely nothing additional, and may even save you depending on the discounts and stuff that they're running. So please do that. All right, so we've got a nice little snow coming down here, and I'm loving kind of hiding off to the side here on these nice old triple trailers. This is the way to go, right? Old fashioned. It's got the nice vibes to it. Got the snow coming down, no lines. Yeah, that's what we do. All right, so epic day of skiing. I think we got 16 runs in, 18,000 plus feet of vertical. That's pretty good for up here in Hunter. And we're still getting, oh god, we're still getting only 6 kilowatts, so that's not so awesome. But that got us to 191 miles of range, which is, sorry, switch screens here, so now I don't know anymore. Okay, what is this shit? God, so many things. Okay, which is, what percent are we at? Is it really not saying that screen? 67%, not bad. All right, so we can get home with 15% now. That's perfect. Sweet, let's do it. All right, so I've got to say, I'm pretty happy about the charging situation there. Really did not expect that we were going to get a spot there, and I guess spending a few hours there was definitely a benefit. So we're at 68% now, so we are set to get home and don't have to stop and charge, which is awesome. So it just goes to show like how important and clutch having like even some slow charging like that could be at a destination like skiing, hotels, restaurants, movie theaters, places that you're shopping, anything like that. Like just kind of building out even a slower network of chargers can make such a huge difference and really help even reduce like the stress on the fast chargers that we need along like major infrastructure corridors. So yeah, maybe I need to become more of an advocate for that type of charging, because that was great. Love to see more of this, like even just bring your own charging cable type situation like they had there, because that gave us everything we needed. I'm really happy to see that. And they were serving like I think about 8 to 10 EVs there, so it's not just me that's benefiting from it. Everyone's getting a nice charge from that. So let's get more and more of that, please. All right, so we're gonna head back now. We've got about a 2-hour drive, 125 miles, and even though the snow continues to kind of flurry down, I don't think it's gonna be super eventful. Hopefully not famous last words, right? It just occurred to me that maybe the reason we were getting such slow charging there is not actually the output of the outlets there. It might actually be the mobile EVSE that GM gives you with this vehicle. So even though it is Ultium branded, maybe it's not quite that ultimate. So I'm thinking maybe, let's see, so if it was like 6 kilowatts, could it be a 32 amp charger? Or maybe, are we limited to 32 amps? I'm gonna double check all of that. When I get back home, I will take a look at the charger itself and see what the limit on there is, and maybe we need to upgrade the like mobile connector here for this vehicle. I've got some like Tesla ones and stuff that might be higher power, and I've got adapters galore, so maybe we need to swap out what's in here. Although, I mean, in this case, it was totally fine. But there would definitely be times where we'd like to get a little bit better charge if we're at like, you know, a restaurant or something for a much shorter period of time than I was just skiing and destroying my legs. So this explains it. 32 amps. Should have known. I guess we need to bring a better, higher power one with us for now on when we go places. We're gonna go dig up our Tesla one. All right, well, we are almost home now. We just got off the highway. So let's take a look at our efficiency, which I'm guessing, again, has not been great because we keep losing estimated state of charge on arrival. So now we're down to 12%. It was down to 10 before and like flashing at me. You can see also now we've got, we just got like a charge now warning, and we're down to 30 miles and yellow lights and such. So let's look at efficiency here. All right, so actually quite a bit better on the way back here. So probably due to losing some elevation. So 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. Yeah, not so bad. I'd love to see like closer to 3 most of the time, but seems like we're generally kind of in this like 2.5 to a little under 3 range. All right. Well, yeah, that was a good little road trip here to kind of test out some of the stuff with the Equinox EV. So I would say that efficiency, not so good. SuperCruise, definitely not so good this time. And other than that, you know, not too bad. There were a couple of times like, you know, driving through traffic and getting onto the highway and stuff where really felt kind of the lack of power here. But, you know, I mean, we knew all of that getting into this, right? So nothing too surprising there. The overall like range and stuff was adequate, but could definitely be a bit better. And we got super lucky with the charging there. So I guess, you know, successful trip all in all, and nice that we didn't have to stop and DC fast charge at all on the way back. So didn't get to test out like the route planning or charging speeds for that, but we ended up skiing a little bit longer than I initially intended to. So I wouldn't say like a huge rush to get back, but it's good that we didn't need to add, you know, some time to like get off the highway and find a charger and, you know, get what is usually not the best charging speeds in here. So yeah, all right, not bad. But I think we kind of proved the efficacy here of the Equinox EV for these, you know, day ski trips up into the mountains. So pretty happy with that. And now I know we can do this again without really much of an issue in the future. In worst case, if we do need to charge, there's some options on the way. So we'll definitely be doing quite a bit more of this. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of that. And with that, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you out there for another electric adventure soon.